USDA, and I'd like to welcome you to our 2022 National Homeownership Month Rural Homeownership Celebration event hosted by USDA Rural Development. We would like to thank our host for today's event, Sowing Seeds of Hope. We're glad to be here in Marion, a town where USDA housing programs have made a huge impact. Sowing Seeds of Hope has been a wonderful nonprofit partner in USDA's Mutual Self-Help Grant Program. We'll talk more with this organization and about their partnership later in the program. Thank you so much for agreeing to host this event. I would like to welcome our keynote speaker for today's event, USDA Rural Development Alabama Director, Nivory Gordon. Mr. Gordon has over 34 years of service with USDA. He started his career as a co-op student in 1987 while attending Alabama A&M University in Huntsville. Mr. Gordon obtained his BS in agricultural education in 1989 and an MS in agriculture management in 1992. During his tenure with our agency, he's demonstrated respect for others, created a productive work environment, and led with integrity. Mr. Gordon held the following positions over the years with USDA. Assistant County Supervisor from 1989 to 1991. Construction Analyst from 1991 to 1995. Rural Development Specialist from 1995 to 2002. Area Specialist from 2002 to 2013. Area Director from 2013 to 2021. Mr. Gordon has positively impacted the lives of many rural Alabamians over the years. Based on his extensive experience, leadership, and aggressive work ethics, he is constantly striving towards his goal to further benefit rural Alabama through the agency's programs. Mr. Gordon is a native of Wilcox County, where he resides with his spouse, Rachel. Nivory III and Bryant Arthur are his adult sons. He currently operates the family farm in Furman, Alabama, and Mr. Gordon serves on the Deacon Board of First Lutheran Church of Ackerville, Wilcox County Cattlemen Association Board of Director, Delta Leadership Institute from 2015 to 2016, graduate, and the National Cutting Horse Association membership, Selma Dallas County, Alabama A&M Alumni Chapter President, and various other community organizations. Please welcome Mr. Gordon.
Thank you, Liz. Good afternoon. I'm certainly happy to be here this afternoon. Before I get started, I want to recognize the people who make me look good. All the USDA staff come out in front of this building. Including you, Mr. Burroughs. Within any organization, I feel that it's very important to acknowledge your staff and allow them to be recognized, because I'm standing behind this podium, but I'm also standing behind these individuals that are standing in front of you. These are the people we're going to confront on a daily basis that's going to help us deliver these programs. So first of all, I'd like them to introduce themselves, just your name, and we'll go from there.
My name is Jane Romano, a Single Family Housing Loan Specialist in the state office.
My name is Alice Powell. I am with Single Family Housing in Tuscany's office.
My name is Linda George, and I'm with Multi-Family Housing at the National.
My name is Dorothy Reed. I'm with in Camden, Alabama, in the state office. I just started a while ago.
Hello, I'm Rose Norwood. I'm an area specialist in the Camden area office.
Hello, I'm Robert Macon. I'm an area specialist in Tuscaloosa.
I'm Leah Taylor. I'm a state specialist in
I'm Calvin Burrows, the Public Information Officer out of the Montgomery office.
Ms. Lynn, I'm with the Alabama State Office of Program Specialist.
Thank you for each of you for what you do to help service and provide service in our rural communities. Thank you very much for what you do. Next, I want to recognize our elected officials, mayors, commissioners, nonprofit organizations. You're one of those, and also our community. I would like for all of you to stand. For a nonprofit. Thank you for what all you do to help keep these families in. Thank you. I sometimes get ahead of myself, and I want to say this. I said earlier I was happy to be here. I told you I was happy to be here. You cannot leave without the people being around you. You cannot leave without people encouraging you and helping you. And I certainly appreciate all the contributions all of you have rendered to help make USDA what it is today. Thank you for that. I certainly appreciate it. I just want to say that for today's program, I certainly appreciate everyone who took the time to travel here to Marion, Alabama today to celebrate the Rural Homeowners Appreciation Day. I'm glad to be able to host this event in rural Alabama where people who benefit so much from these programs. This is where you reside. So we decided this year, Ms. Burrow and myself, so let's make it to the people. We don't need to keep bringing people to the state house. Let's bring it to the people. This agency, this organization belongs to the people that we serve. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring our programs to the people. And also, we've done some working with people, and we want to say to people that we appreciate what you do. We appreciate everything that you stand for. And as I travel around rural Alabama, I've seen how USDA housing program can lift families and make their dreams come true. We've done this time and time. Through the years, the USDA rural development has helped nearly 5 million families. I said 5 million families. And individuals both across the state and across the country to achieve the dream of home ownership. In Alabama, we've worked hard to extend this opportunity to everyone in the rural communities. We know that extending opportunities for home ownership strengthens our rural communities and help families and individuals to build wealth and achieve stability. Not only that, it helps families to raise and rear their children and give them a productive environment so that they become productive citizens. That is why each year during June, the USDA Rural Development celebrates Home Ownership Month by sharing success stories and resources that we have available to help people in rural communities. We can travel lands, we can buy, we can repair, we can build, we also can provide apartment complexes where we can rent. All month long, we've highlighted ways that we're working with lenders and community partners to open the doors to home ownership and help people pay their rents in rural America. That is the reason that we're so here today on one tour, thinking about the rural communities that we serve, touching the lives of people in all corners of the state. During this very important event, we're going to continue to highlight how USDA housing programs can help individuals and families in rural communities across the state. We're going to find safe, comfortable, affordable housing. We're going to hear about families right here in Marion, Alabama today that have achieved the American dream through the USDA programs. You're going to hear about families in the communities of Edgewater, how USDA programs have helped them to stay in houses that they've been in their families for generations. We're going to hear about USDA programs helping mothers find comfortable homes for their children. These families and individuals we have gathered here today may be small in number, but it's only a sample of what we've done to serve people across the state of USDA. We've helped to put the roof over heads. We would need a football field stadium to be able to show everyone who USDA has helped to find homes across our state. USDA has helped countless individuals across Alabama find adequate housing. You say it's a common saying, to have a place where they can lay their heads at night and call home. Some of us take that for granted because we already have it. But remember, there are people in your back door who are in need of housing. Keep that in mind as you help us to amplify our programs and do the things we need to do to help more people. These families will share their stories about finding a way in a place where they can call home. And this is a large reason why we celebrate this event today. We want to celebrate with our partners who have helped us make this event possible. And we want to celebrate our nonprofit partners. You play a vital role in helping us to accomplish this mission by working with people who are less fortunate, who are at a disadvantage, who may not understand the application process. And it's for what you do it firsthand. You know how many lives you touched during the year and you and your organization. Thank you for that. We also have a guaranteed home program. And we thank you, owners, for your contribution. If it hadn't been for you, we wouldn't be able to deliver the guaranteed housing program. Thank you for your contribution to the bottom line. But we can't go into this alone. USDA programs are designed to help rural residents and nonprofit organizations, local governmental partners to expand these opportunities in our communities. I am actively calling upon each of you to expand your services, to expand your reach in these local communities. Find ways to help people. But you all realize those people I brought across this stage that work for this agency, they are looking for a way to say yes. But I need you to help them get across that line. They're not looking for ways to turn an application down. They're looking for ways to help people. We can't do anything illegal. We don't intend to do anything illegal. But each one of them have been charged with the responsibility to help where we can. I grant you, I tell you that, I promise you. Those people stood here in front of us are ready to serve. And I need the nonprofits. You can't do it alone either, but I need you to expand your services and get other partners to come along with you to help with this. Together we can make it happen. By partnering with us, USDA and local governments and organizations, we can help make a difference in your rural community. Our partnership with rural communities and local governments are absolutely necessary to help our rural residents find a safe, healthy, affordable housing because we work together. Our slogan, together, Alabama prospers. Together, America will prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everything that each of you have rendered to the state of Alabama to make this a better place for all our residents to live. Our agency offers over 40 programs to economic development, community facilities, business programs. The USDA is a little secret. A whole lot of people on board. I feel like a room full of people like this today can help me to amplify, to multiply, and make dynamic things happening in the state of Alabama. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
As Mr. Gordon said, USDA has many programs designed to help people who live in rural Alabama achieve the goal of home ownership. Is Lashina Fields present? She's one of the people that we had helped in the Tuskegee, out of the Tuskegee office in that area. We have invited her and hope that she'd be able to make it today, but something may have come up, so I'll go ahead and tell a little bit about the direct loan program. Ms. Fields got a loan directly from the USDA, a little bit separate from the way that Sowing Seeds of Hope works, where with Sowing Seeds of Hope or the self-help housing, there's a group of applicants. In Ms. Fields' case, she was an individual who just came individually and applied through the USDA, and the USDA was able to make a loan to her. So don't be discouraged if you or you know a family or friend that lives in an area that maybe Sowing Seeds of Hope can't get that far, or they don't know any other families that are joining together to help. It is perfectly okay for individuals to apply through the direct loan program. And that is by far the best program. The USDA Single Family Housing Program is the best program in the country for potential homeowners. There's no required down payment. We provide a subsidy, government subsidy, to help the family afford the house payment monthly. So there's no other program in the country can compare. And as Mr. Gordon also said, it might seem like a secret because not many people know about the USDA, about our single family housing program. But we need the community's help to get the word out into the state so that we can help more people. I work a lot with our funding in the single family housing program, and I can tell you right now, we have a lot of funding in the state of Alabama that we need to get to applicants so that they can build or buy homes in the state of Alabama. We just need those applicants to bring their application to our offices. In conclusion, I'd like to say, I'd especially personally like to thank Mr. Gordon for all the work that he's done for us in the state. And again, I want to re-emphasize that the USDA Single Family Housing Program is the best program for potential homeowners in the state of Alabama. Next, I'll call upon Jane Romano to talk about the Mutual Self-Help Grant Program and how it and Sowing Seeds of Hope has helped families right here in Marion and in Perry County.
My name is Jane Romano. I'm going to spotlight the Mutual Self-Help Program. Sometimes when it comes to building a home, families and individuals are willing to put in a little bit of sweat equity in order to construct their homes. By working through local nonprofit organizations, USDA helps these individuals and families build a new home brick by brick. One such nonprofit that has partnered with us and our families to achieve independent home ownership is hosting our event today, Sowing Seeds of Hope. Thanks to their efforts and the work of the families, several individuals and families around Perry County have a place that they can call home. I'd like to call upon Francis Ford from Sowing Seeds of Hope, as well as Samuel Hudson, Tarsha James, and Evelyn England to tell their stories. If they just join us up here at the tables, that would be great. Thank you all for joining us here today. Ms. Ford,
Can you tell us a little bit about your organization?
Yes, Sowing Seeds of Hope is a non-profit organization that serves the residents of Perry County. This organization was founded in 1998. And when it was founded by local citizens because they looked around the community and saw there were many problems. Our community was not thriving as other communities were, and they were trying to see how we might be able to help ourselves. And so we had a group of citizens, and just to name some of the ones, those founding members was Mayor Edward Daniel. We had Commissioner Albert Turner Sr. We had Dr. David Potts. We also had Mark Gray, and we had Dr. Wayne Flint. They were individuals at the table to help to create the program Sowing Seeds of Hope. And since then, it has been a program that was founded based upon Matthew's the 25th chapter, 35th through the 40th verse. And we're here in this opportunity to put your faith in action. And there's been an opportunity for us to make a difference with individuals here in Perry County through our various programs. We've done a lot of different things. We talk about housing, and we also talk about health care. We have a free blood pressure clinic. We were instrumental in the dialysis center established here in Perry County. We have helped individuals with health care and with other projects. We have a parenting program that we have now. We also do have computer services that we present as well. But I want to talk a little bit about our housing, because housing is so important here in Perry County. When we started, and one reason we started looking at self-help housing was because we had over 400 applications of individuals asking us to help put a band name on those homes that are substandard and homes that were not livable, some of them. But we were able to, through this program, to offer those families new homes, and they would be a beautiful home. So it was amazing how that was done through our partnership with USDA. And also, can I take time to recognize some of our partners that we have here? One of our big helpers, and this is a helper, is that we have Florida nonprofit. I think Mr. Gordon recognized them earlier, but I'm going to ask them to stand, because these are the individuals that help us as we write grants, as we're going through the program, that we have that Florida nonprofit. They come in and help make sure we're on task and we're doing all the things that we can do. And sometimes we'll run into a little bump in the road, or we'll run into a block, and then they will come in and help us. So we want to thank you, Florida nonprofit, for your help that you have provided and have supported us through this process. And our Perry County Commission, because the Perry County Commission has been on board with Sowing Seeds of Hope from the very beginning of Sowing Seeds of Hope, and they have continued to support us any way they can through this program. So we want to also thank our Perry County Commission, that is attorney here. If you stand, let's just thank you. I also want to thank the city of Uniontown. I think Mayor Jones is here. And we want to thank him because they're always working with us. And we want to have Mayor Jones, if you would stand, and we have, and I don't know if Mayor Hinton is here, if not, going to the city. So these are individuals that partner with us. And so, and I'm like Mr. Gordon. Mr. Gordon, mine don't make me look good. I wish they did. They can't help it, make me look good, but we do have some staff that's outstanding. And the staff that we have, we're going to ask our staff if they will please, come forward here so that they may be able to see. And we're going to start out, we're going to ask Mr. Josephus Moore, our construction supervisor, he will come forward. Ms. Robinson, our group coordinator and recruiter, and many of our families, and many of you heard from her. We have Ms. Dolores Pitts, who serves as our secretary and bookkeeper. We have Ms. Marsha Ford, she's an assistant to our communication person, special project, but she kind of helped with everybody. Ms. Marshall Ford, if you would come forward. Now we have Miss Susan Jones, I almost said Sister Jones, but Miss Susan Jones, if she would come forward as well. And Susan does our special projects and she does communications. We have Miss and Cynthia, she's waving in the back. And Cynthia, come forward so they will see Cynthia, where she does our volunteer coordinator and she's our activities director. So we have these individuals, and many of you all that came through that front door had an opportunity to meet Miss Annie Sanders, that's our receptionist that's here. And Miss Chanesta, where are you? She might be up front doing Miss Chanesta and Miss Eve, but Miss Chanesta kind of coordinating some things for us today. So this is our staff. We're going to ask our board members, and I'm excited that our board members that showed up today as well. Our board chairman is Marion Moore. That serves as secretary of our board. And so I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of our families and all of our applicants. So we've asked all of our families if you would please stand as present today. All of us, so see the whole family. We have been able to have 19 families to become homeowners. And I cannot tell the story, their story, the way they can tell their story. But it has been a journey, it has been a joy for us to walk with you as you have become homeowners. And so at this time, we're going to have our, thank you all so much. I'm asking Angela, she'll stay in it, introduce our family.
About his homeownership journey and how he got his house built and his partnership with Slade Season Company USDA.
First, we thank God, thank each and every one for coming. And started off looking for a house. I thought I could find a house that somebody had already started playing on it, got at it, and stopped. I heard about sowing seeds on the radio, and I heard about it. I come up here, and put my application on, and we told me that we were approved. And after that, I need somewhere to put a house. She called me, said, "Girl, spot down there. The uniform, so I said, what? I said, yeah. I took off right then. And I got out of there and wood. I said, oh, I might be right here. And I started right then with the wood. See, first you got to make a step. You got to put God first. And I started out, and I didn't quit. You got to have patience. You got to have patience. When I come up here and got approved, there's some good, lovely, kind people to work with. they help you, they don't never say no, and they help you in the way they can help you. And so you need a house, and people get into it. My house is still in construction, but in wintertime, $20 for it, right there in wintertime. That's where I'm at. And I'm happy. Everybody that in need of a house, I tell you, see people, sowing seed. I thank God for my house. People come by, white and black. They say, oh, you got a beautiful house. I said, thank you. Young people come by, old people come by. So we got a beautiful house. I said, thank you. And I'm so proud of my house. But I tell you, you got to have faith in God. And be like you proud of God. You don't reach the hard work in. If you step by step, start the last step, lay there, come back, and find it up. That's the Lord. Start moving. Next thing I see top on there. Start moving. Next thing the ones that'll move. So you got to have peace. If you tell you bring something, bring it. If you tell you bring it again, bring it. Don't get this into it. So I brought it one time. If it's sometimes people, you wait with them, they'll wait with you. And I'm so glad and proud of my home. I thank God, Mr. God. I thank God for when people start calling names, I say, oh, everybody, whole soul seat. But Ann, she really stuck out with me when I started off with her. She helped me anything I asked her. She took patience with me. She was kind with me. All of them. When I come here, called her to the desk. I hang up there. I said, I want to speak to the man. I hear her, Ann! I hear her call. She didn't never say no. She didn't do it. She said, well, I tell her that she'll call me back. So I'm proud of my home. If there ever been a time that, you need a home, get it to the source. I don't know how much time I got, but I thank God for everybody. When you get a home, it means something. There's a different attitude when you get your own home. I'm in a good neighborhood. People already what they need to do when I ain't moving home. They already come to something about what they need to do. It's a nice neighborhood. It's a quiet neighborhood. And I thank God for it.
I'd like to introduce Ms. Marcia James, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her own home.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'd like to first thank everybody for coming out and giving honor to God, as my church say, but God. And I'm just grateful and very proud to have a home going up. This is my home on the left-hand side above Miss Cosby's head. And when I tell you it's a blessing, God knows it is. As I was kind of frustrated to come and put it along, but my friend kept saying, try, you should give up, try. So I came to try it, and I waited. When they called me that day, on my I'd be in a happy dance all through the house. My baby said, Mama, you okay? I said, you wouldn't understand. I said, Mama got a hole, baby. Mama got a hole. I pray for you guys. You guys have to understand where I'm coming from. And the wonderful resources of hope. And home there on the left-hand side of the top, it wouldn't be possible. So I'm very grateful for them like that. Just as I said, they're wonderful. They're established, and they will help you any way that they can. So, like, if I can do it, doing a home, try. Never give up. Never give up. Put God first, keep faith, and oh my God, like I said, that home, that's mine. That's mine. And I'm very grateful for it. And Lord knows, as my baby said, we drive up there, do a little work from time to time. She said, Mama, when are we going to look into the pretty house? So she's very grateful. Like I said, I'm a little teary-eyed, but I'm also grateful. And like I said, once again, thank God and thank everybody that helped me to approve this accomplishment. So I want to hope and everybody else that goes along with it. I'm very grateful for you guys. It's a blessing. And I thank God, as my church say, but God. So I'm grateful. Thank you, God.
I want to point out the little collage here Tasha was referencing, and I love this idea. I love this. You can see the homes that the people were living in before, and then the home that so-and-so's helped them build. This is a great idea, and I love the motivation there to be able to show people this is possible. Let us help you do this. And back to our individual direct loan program, I'll point out, this is possible with our regular direct loan program. You don't just have to go through a self-help organization like this.
Thank you so much, Ms. Janice, for telling us your story. And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Evelyn England to tell her story of homeownership.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Evelyn, and this is my story. 3 other home builders, along with myself, we were named Genesis. Genesis 1 and 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Our name was so very befitting. In our group of 4 home builders, 2 other home builders at the start of the program was at the age of 80. Mrs. Jones has passed away, but Miss Billingsley, better known as Miss Short, is here with us. I began imagining myself in a house 24 years before it actually became reality. It took 4 years from start to finish. In the meantime, I purchased various books on designs and features. I also learned architectural terms. I even included my daughters in on the dream. We played a game called This Is My House. After some time, after playing the game, they became bored because they just wasn't seeing it happening and refused to play. I held fast to my dream. I grew in faith and maturity to know that God gives you a dream. It is a gift with your name on it. And I refuse to let anyone rob me of my dream. Simply because it was my dream. My home's foundation is built on 24 years of prayer. My walls are double covered with a paint of love. My roof is elevated by faith. My doors hinges on the hinges of joy. My windows are panes of sheer hope. And if anyone should ask me about my story, I must let them know that God was there between every line of pain and glory. But He truly was the best thing that happened to me. My home sits in my neighborhood. I was fortunate enough to return to where I started from. My home is truly different from any home sowing seeds has ever built or probably ever will build. I refuse, and those that work with me know I refuse to give up. I fought to the finish because I knew the dream that was in me, it came to fruition. I believe in keeping every home that we build clean. I would go and make sure everything was swept. I believe in cleanliness is next to godliness. And because we had 2 80-year-old patrons, I found it a pleasure to have them on board. Just their mere presence gave me support. I even contacted HGTV in support. I did everything I thought of and then some. But we finally got into our homes. And yes, it is a blessing. Some might have prayed for a house 10 years, but mine came out at 24. To let you know, don't give up. Don't give up. Just refuse to give up. Sometimes throughout the night, I get up and I just walk through the place, saying, this is a gift from God Almighty. And every month I have to pay that note. I know that it is a gift from God Almighty. You pay it with pleasure. And my house is to be a blessing to those that need. My family makes fun of me, saying, you know this house is anointed. And I said, you know it truly is. God blessed me with it to bless someone else. It's an air about it. The food tastes better. Everything goes good in that house. Because they come to grandma and they know that they're going to be taken care of. And to let my children know, fight for what you believe in. Fight for what you believe in. Just on yesterday, my oldest grandchild, he's 17 years old. He called me and he says, Grandma, you got some more little fish in the deep freezer? I said, I think I do. Why? Well, can you cook me some? I said, but it's deep freeze frozen. He said, well, it'll be about an hour before I get there. That child, I help him. Perry County, you looking at your next NBA player. And your grandma is your number one fan. And I can tell her I fed that boy. And he greedy as all get out. But that's okay. He's 16 and wearing a 17 and wearing an 18 size shoe. So I believe some of that catfish went to his feet. But don't give up, man. Don't give up. It's your dream with your name on it. I didn't give up, and I'm here to tell my story. And anybody that passed by Tuckwell Road, adjacent to the highway, the main highway, you will see my house up over here. And yes, it truly is a blessing. I will end by saying Galatians 6 and 9. And let's not grow weary of doing good. For in due season we will reap if we do not give up. So that lets you know we gotta stay in the fight. Because joy comes in the morning. All right.
I want to thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Ford. Thank you, Mr. Hudson, for telling your story, and Ms. England, Ms. James. Thank you all so much. The next person is up. Absolutely.
I just want to say, and I'm normally wrong with it, and I try my best not to be wrong with it. But what I do want to say to USDA, the rural development in Camden, and Mr. Gordon was in Camden before we got to Montgomery. And so I want to thank them because they have been truly a blessing to show and see the hope and to Perry County. And so if there were times when we would feel weary and we call them, and I know that number probably, sometimes everybody go out to phone, but they know we'll call 10 times that day. But we want to thank all of the Camden office and thank Mr. Gordon Taylor who will move because they're in Camden. And we most certainly thank you for your leadership in the state of Alabama. And I know that great things are in store for Alabama because of your commitment, because of your faith, and because of your will to improve the quality of life for individuals in Alabama and for anyone that you come in contact with. I would like to thank all of the state officers. Many times you may think that we're ignoring what you're saying, but we're just we have a lot of fires and we'll be putting out those fires, but we're still going to get to the tasks that you asked us to do. And again, we thank you. Thank all of y'all for coming today to celebrate with USDA. But most of all, we thank you for coming to celebrate with Sowing Seeds of Hope. Again, we thank each of you. We hope each of you will be blessed claiming your presence here today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Next up, I'll call on Ms. Alice Howell to tell us a little bit about the Housing Preservation Grant.
Evening, everyone. Was I the only one that got home when she started talking about the catfish? It was just me. So up to this point, we have talked about how USDA can help families purchase homes in the rural area. However, there are many homes which are in dire need of repair in rural areas across Alabama. USDA has several programs that are designed to help keep rural residents in their homes and helping to support communities across our state. One such program is the Housing Preservation Grant Program. Through this program, USDA works with non-profit entities to make necessary repairs on homes in rural areas for low-income families and individuals. In many communities, this program has been used to fix caved-in roofs, fix caved-in floors, remove mold, and correcting many other health and safety issues. One such community where USDA has helped is the Edgewater community in rural Jefferson County. I'd like to call upon Reverend J. McPherson for great ministry development. Reverend, can you please stand? You can birth my heart. Reverend, I would like to thank you for your service in the community. So thank you for joining us today. Can you tell us a bit more about your program, your organization?
My organization is the Great Western Development Corporation. Now, Edgewater, where my church is located, that was an abandoned coal mining community. When I was at Purdue University in Howard, finished in 1967, there was a gentleman there, he said, McPherson, I want to recommend that you would succeed me as the pastor of the Canaan Baptist Church, which was a few blocks from the White House in Washington, D.C. I thanked him, and I said, I'm going back to Alabama. I came back to Alabama, and he called me again. I thanked him, and I said, I want to be a part of what's happening in Alabama, the civil rights movement. And then Martin Luther King's brother, A.D. King, pastor of the First Baptist Church in Inchland, when he went back to Atlanta, they voted. They extended me an invitation to pastor that church. I thanked them, but I said I'm going to remain where I am. Many people couldn't understand. That church pays more money. That church has a bigger membership. And I said to them I wanted to go where I could help God's people. And that's my song in life. If I could help somebody. I heard somebody say they went back to the community, and I was glad to hear that person say that. So I thank you, and when I went to Edgewater, abandoned mining camp, I saw some of the needs there. And we formed this non-profit, tax-exempt organization, Great Western Development Corporation. It was formed in 1997, and the very first thing that we did, and I say thank you to Mr. Gordon. You know why I want to thank you, Wilcox County. That's my mom and dad's home. Wilcox County. And I describe you as a young man who was born in the sweet clay of the inexhaustible fertility of prolific Wilcox County. Thank you. Thank you for all that you have and all do. Now, our organization, we first of all wanted to help God's people to make improvements in their houses. And we contacted a gentleman in Montgomery, Bob Cowell. Now, you're going to see our organization. That's our letterhead. We have the compliment there because it's Great Western Development. And we wanted to take advantage of this program that USDA has. Now, let me tell you something about USDA. I'm a black man. I was born in the hood known as Inglewood. That was an area in Fairfield, Alabama, where low-income people lived. And then there, we wanted to help God's people forming this organization. And we looked at, and I got to deal with Kerman. Kerman didn't have such a good reputation with African American at that time. When I would go up to Indiana, to Purdue University, I wouldn't dare stop at a McDonald's in Kerman, Alabama. I wouldn't dare stop at a hotel. Kerman always passed by. But I want you to know, when I started dealing with that staff at USDA office in Kerman, everything changed because they were so professional and they were so courteous and they were so helpful. And I had to sit down and write a letter to thank them for how nice they have been in assisting us. Now, we apply for grants to help our people repair their homes. They first have a $7,500 grant that the residents could apply for. And we were able to get about 32 families, houses, to get that $7,500 grant. And then after that, well, there was about 20 in the community where I pastor. But you got to look at some other community. And don't be concerned about just yours, but try to help somebody else too. So we went over to the adjoining community, Mugger. That's an abandoned mining area. And we were able to help about 12 families in that community also. Then USDA had another grant that they had where homeowners could get $7,000 worth of repair work on their houses. But when I ride through my community now, I see some beautiful red roofs on top of houses. And one of those families right now is here, and I want both of them to stand. And that's Sister Priscilla Layfield and Sister Gloria and Jones. They took advantage of these programs. And there were others who took advantage of that program also. But they could not be with us here today. But all, and still, after obtaining the grant from USDA, we are currently working on for this month. We got to complete 16 more houses doing repair work. And they want us to complete that work by December the 22nd. So our contractor has told them how he plans to do those 16 houses by that time. So we're just thankful to USDA. And many of our houses now where they was helped, they went and had this. USDA, thank you. And as you ride through the communities, you will see that sign which says, because I believe and I teach my people, teach young people in our church, teach them in your church, son, daughter, there's three things you can learn. If you learn to say in life, these three things, it'll take you a whole long way. Learn to say, I love you. Tell mama, daddy, grandmama, auntie, whoever helping you out and all, I love you. Then learn to say, I thank you. And if it becomes necessary in life, don't be so proud. Don't be so big. You can't say, I am sorry. You find out teaching young people, telling them those three things, learn to say, I love you, I thank you, and if it becomes necessary, I am sorry. So we're thinking, now here's our next program, USDA. Now some of you, when you go back, your church might have one of these letters here. Now, many of our people don't know that the state of Alabama has what I call a good law. A good law. And what is that law? We got it here. It's, they passed it recently. It's Act number 2019-281, Bill number H-291. Now what does this particular law do? It would give the students in high school release time, 6 hours for a week. They can go to a nearby church and they be taught the word of Almighty God. Now I call that a good law because our people need to be taught the word of Almighty God. Look at the condition of our society now. All of the killings that we're having. And we got so many, especially African Americans, who are confined in the penal institutions of Alabama more than you have in the colleges of our state. So our people need to be taught. We have long talked about separation of church and state. We have long emphasized no teaching of religion in public school, but now this law will give them an opportunity to go to a nearby church. And I have sent out more than 200 letters. We're going to have a meeting on July the 14th at my church. I've sent this letter to superintendents. Maybe whatever your county is, if it's Perry, that superintendent is going to get one. Let me just read this letter. It's just one page. Dear pastor and members, Calvary greetings to both of you in the sweet, precious, powerful, magnificent, and majestic name of our dear Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ. It is with the joy of Jesus that I write this communication to you because of the commitment shown by you and your congregation. Your church has been chosen to be one of the charter churches for us to implement the newly passed Alabama law, Act 2019-281, Bill number 291, which is designed to teach biblical subjects to public school students. And I have enclosed here the subjects that we're going to teach. Now we ain't going to teach them about the 3 Hebrew boys and the 5 apprentices. We ain't going to teach them about Daniel and the lion's den. But we want to teach them some, like God's commandment prohibiting the taking of human life. We got so much killing now. This is what we're going to teach it. that says, put down these guns, pick up a Bible, take a shot at the devil and not at each other. And you know, if we're able to get our funds, we're trying to contact Terry Sewell. We want to have billboard signs placed around the state with this particular slogan. And another one we plan to put on the billboard signs, you want the killings to stop? You want the killings to stop? Bring your family to church. Yes.
Can you tell us what kind of repairs your organization has made for the families who have
Yeah, they repaired the homes. We got 2 of them over here.
Can those families stand up for us, please?
Yeah.
So Gregory, we would like to thank you for your commitment to the community. Thank you for all that you have done. And we would like to call our director, Mr. Laddie Pepper, to present the Alabama Lender of the Year Award.
Brother Gordon, permit me to tell him, folks, I may be hopping, but I'm not stopping.
Ms. Ford, our organization, for all that you've done. Thank all the participants on the program. There's so many inspirational comments from the homeowners. Continue to fight, continue to work hard. Those things will be added to you. At this time, we're going to move to the portion of our agenda, and that is recognizing some outstanding, some committed, some people with a high level of dedication, working and trying to promote a guaranteed home loan program in the state of Alabama. These are qualified lenders for the home loan program through the guaranteed loan program. These lenders come to USDA and go through the process with the agency to place a guarantee on the home loans. So we have 5 organizations here today. And I would, before I start to call their names out, I want to take the time to thank every lending institution who participated in the guaranteed loan program across the state of Alabama. Even if they wrote one loan, if they wrote 500, it doesn't matter. We still want to appreciate you and tell you thank you for your contributions, because if it wasn't for you, then the guarantee program would be a success. For those of you who are not familiar with the guarantee program tends to help our applicants at the higher income levels. And they will go to these lenders, and USDA will provide a guarantee to help those loans, to help those people. So you're looking at your people in the industry that has a higher level of income. This is a program that's beneficial to those people. So this is a very important component of our program delivery also. I'd like to say that we're having one from DHI Mortgage Company from Austin, Texas. Okay, if not, unfortunately, they were not able to send a representative. However, we will continue. DHI Mortgage Company in 2022 helped 55 low to moderate income individuals and families find safe and comfortable housing across the state of Alabama. Through our partnership, USDA was able to provide 15,451,130 dollars in loan guarantees to those rural individuals and families. We'll give them a hand. Next, we have First Bank Mortgage in Nashville, Tennessee. Do we have anyone here representing? First Bank in 2022 helped 60 low-income to moderate-income individuals and families find safe and comfortable housing across the state of Alabama. Through our partnership, USDA was able to provide $11,448,099 in loan guarantees for these individuals and families. Next, we have Hometown Lenders Incorporated, Huntsville, Alabama. Do we have anyone from? Okay, not. Hometown Lenders in 2022 helped 67 low-income, moderate-income individuals and families find safe and comfortable housing across the state of Alabama. Through the partnership with USDA, they provided $12,253,030 in loan guarantee to the rural individuals and families. We want to thank them. Give them a hand. Next, we're going to have National Bank of Tupelo, Mississippi. Anyone represent them? Jimmy Kennedy. Come on.
I just want to say thank you so much for inviting Katina and I to be here today. And we really loved hearing the stories, and we are very appreciative.
So much. Do we have anyone from Fairway Mortgage Corporation? Okay, we have Ms. Allison Privet. I missed your last name also, sorry. We want to thank you from Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation for your contributions. I'm looking here, I see that you did 153 low to moderate income individual families to find safe and comfortable housing across the state of Alabama. Thank you. Through our partnership with USDA, you were able to provide $15,451,130 in loan guarantees to these rural families. We want to say to you, this is what it takes to keep things going. Congratulations on your partnership, and we certainly appreciate what you've done. I'll give you an opportunity to run a few comments.
I'd like to thank USDA for offering 100% financing, because it truly helps the rural area be able to purchase property, especially in this market where sellers are not as willing to pay closing costs and prepaid items. To be able to save on that down payment is huge and helps get people into their homes. And just like the stories that you heard earlier about homeownership and how important it is to families. Thank you, USDA, for what y'all do. Y'all have made technology, y'all have improved your technology 100%, which makes it so much easier for us to do business with you. It was certainly not just me doing 153 loans. It was loan officers all over the state. So thank you all.
Partnership. We certainly want to thank each of you for your participation, whether you were present or not today. Thank you so much for your contributions. This has come down to the closing remarks. Heard all of the impactful speeches. Heard from all the participants. I got a little teary-eyed there as they started to talk about how it has impacted their lives. Well, you got to see the true picture of what you do in this world, what all the USDA employees do, what all the lenders do, what all the local leaders do, commissioners, mayors, local leaders. This is what USDA stands for. Changing the lives of our rural communities. Working with people, developing partnerships. We gonna take you up, Dr. Pearson and Pearson. We're gonna say thank you. We're gonna say we're sorry. And we're gonna continue working with you. And if we continue to do what you said earlier, life is better for all of us. Because all of us, none of us are perfect. But if we can continue partnership, working together, helping our rural communities. As I said earlier, we can deliver 40 different programs to this European secret called USDA Rural. They got on my little Bible 34 years, but I think close to 36 years. You see, but I'm thankful to be pepperheaded. If I wasn't pepperheaded, I needed to expire. But I will say this, this event today will not be possible for a contribution from each and every one of you. I just want to stop and pause and say thank you, congratulations to our warriors, thank all of you. Mr. Benny Fulford, I see you in the back. Raise your hands, sir. I don't want to miss nobody. I saw Miss Delta Darling, buddy. Miss, she's looking around. She's not listening to me. Raise your hand. Yes, ma'am. She was in the DRA with me. Miss Susan Youngblood from the Selma, Alabama area. We helped do a lot of housing in Selma. So I don't need anybody out. If you're a local leader and I didn't mention your name, would you please stand? I don't want to leave anybody out. But again, I thank you all for your patience. We started a little late. We don't want to keep you too long. But I want to say too much. Jim?
With Jerry Sewell's office, Congresswoman Sewell.
Come on up and have fun. Byron, I didn't see you.
Good afternoon. Bringing greetings from Congresswoman Terry Sewell's office. Just proud to be here to help with anything we can do with the USDA department. These stories we've heard today have been very inspirational stories. I can say myself that my first home, when I bought it, I was just like them. I was walking through it and like, this is my home. So I encourage everyone to get into the housing, buying housing, get with USDA. Just listen to the stories that are going on now. I think, I can do more with myself in the community in Selma to help them to be more informed of the USDA and what they involve themselves with. So if you're in a situation where you need help, as you can see, Mr. Nivory Gordon and the department they're definitely here. He's brought his whole staff here, and I'm sure that they'll be able to help you in any sort of way. And if I can do anything to help you in Selma, please reach out to me in the office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Evans. Anyone else? If not, this concludes our program. Thank you for your contributions. Remember one thing before I let you go. Reach out to somebody else who's not here today. Thank you.